all magicians are seduced by the gritty urban aesthetic of contemporary street magic. The need for baroque artifice and illusion compels others to seek out more private and esoteric pursuits. This is one such man. To respect his anonymity, we'll refer to him only as Harvey. Kennett, of 34 Maple Drive, Stanway, Colchester, telephone number 01206220496, email harvey@nothingupoursleeves.co.uk, *, Scorpio. Harvey and his wife Melanie have been married now for 10 years. At a casual glance, they appear to be an entirely normal couple. What most people don't realize, however, is that for over a decade now, Harvey has been living a double life. By day, he is a respectable graphic designer. By night, he is a Victorian mentalist. When did you first realize you had this alternative side to your personality?
Well, I'm not sure I'm aware of a specific moment. I just know that as far back as I can remember, I secretly wanted to be a Victorian stage mentalist.
And this desire has been with you since childhood?
Yes, yes, very much so.
I see. Did that make you feel isolated from the other children?
Yes, very much so. I'd kick a ball around in the street with the other kids, talk about the footy and fast cars, but deep down I always knew that I was different from the other boys.
Did this difference manifest itself openly?
No, I knew my family wouldn't understand, so I was very careful to keep my magical self a closely guarded secret. I'd look forward to the days when my parents were out of the house so I could indulge in my desires.
What would you do?
Well, I'd get hold of a pack of playing cards and practice shuffling them, learn how to French drop coins. Occasionally I'd perform thumb-tip vanishes for the dog.
I see.
It was only when I moved away from home that I felt able to freely explore my occult tendencies.
Is that when you first started dressing up as a magician?
Yes. Of course, when I started dressing, I didn't have any magician's clothes of my own, so I'd have to improvise. A blanket would serve as a cloak. Occasionally, I'm ashamed to say, I'd steal items of costume from the washing line of real illusionists. Nothing much, you understand. Nothing that would be easily missed. The odd pair of white cotton gloves. The occasional top hat. I'm not proud, you realise, but back then, the compulsion was just too strong.
Perhaps what will surprise most people is that Harvey's wife, Melanie, is not only aware of his periodic need to be a magician, she regularly participates in his transformations. Were you shocked to discover that your husband was a closet necromancer?
Shocked? No. Maybe a little disappointed that he hadn't felt able to tell me earlier in the relationship. But ultimately, when he did come out of the cabinet, it wasn't a surprise.
Did you always suspect him of being a magician in secret?
Well, when you live with a conjurer, there are signs.
Such as?
On wash day, I became aware of some of my personal items going missing.
Personal items?
Silk handkerchiefs and the like. They'd be in the laundry basket and then mysteriously vanish, only to appear later, inside an egg or something.
Not all men afflicted by magical tendencies are content to indulge them at home behind closed doors. One such individual is Dean Ucken Jones. Dean has been openly dressing as a magician for over 20 years and is currently undergoing radical career reassignment therapy. Where do you think this need to be a magician came from? Did anyone else in your family have overt supernatural tendencies?
No. We came from a very small Welsh mining community. As a result, we were raised to be very strict, quantum physicists. Mother in particular was a very firm believer in the literal truth of Albert Einstein's special theory of relativity. She could get very loud and aggressive if anybody even suggested that the laws of physics weren't the same for all observers moving with relative momentum to each other.
Was it difficult for you when you first went out in public dressed as a magician?
At first, yes. You never know how strangers are going to react to the sight of a man wearing magician's clothing. At first I went out only after dark, where the opera cloak and the cravat would make less of a statement. And even then, I would stick solely to the bars and clubs that I knew were sorcerer friendly.
So what changed?
It was about 2 years ago. I suddenly realised I was living a lie. It suddenly struck me that I was only fully relaxed when I was being a magician. It was then that I realised I was a wizard trapped in a man's body, and the only way I was ever going to be happy was to accept that and become the person I was truly meant to be.
Dean is currently transitioning, after which he plans to live as an illusionist full-time. Fortunately, like Harvey, Dean is lucky enough to have a supportive partner. His girlfriend Inga has accepted her partner's compulsive thaumaturgy and now assists in his daily wizardry. How did you feel when Dean first told you he wanted to become a wizard?
I guess surprise was my first reaction. I mean, I always knew he liked going out as a magician, but I thought it was just a hobby, bit of fun. I never expected he'd actually want to become a fully functional warlock.
Did you feel betrayed when he told you he was planning to become a wizard full-time?
I guess betrayed is too strong a word to use. I think I felt shocked. Yes, shocked and confused. I kept thinking to myself, is it something I've done? Have I failed him somehow?
You blamed yourself?
At first, a little. But Dean made me realise that it wasn't me. It was something that he needed to do to be himself. And when you love someone, what choice do you have but to let them be themselves?
Has it been difficult for you adjusting to your new role in the relationship?
Not as much as I thought it would be. I can understand that living as a magician's assistant might be difficult for some women, but it does bring a certain amount of drama to our relationship.
Are there any advantages of being a glamorous assistant full-time?
Well, the clothes are fabulous, if a little impractical on a daily basis. So, consequently, there are some things I'm still getting used to.
Dean and Inga are members of a support group for men and their partners who inhabit the trans-magical community.
Thank you, gentlemen, thank you. Now, I see tonight we have a few members present who have not been in attendance for a number of weeks, so perhaps we should ask them to set the contact juggling ball rolling.
Well, I am a great Antonio. Escapologist. Victorian escapologist to the kings and queens of Europe. Entertainer to the stars and the masses alike. The greatest escapologist ever walked on the face of the earth. That's to me. Yeah. The great Antonio. St. Petersburg, Paris, Tokyo. Returning great glory to my hometown of Naples.
You're from Watford, mate.
Shut up. Yeah. You've never seen a greater escapologist. Bigger than Houdini. No, I don't need it. strong, clean. I don't do the escapology. I don't need it in the morning. I don't need it at night. I don't need to do it anymore to anyone. What? What are you saying? Hey? You look at me. You look at the great Antonio like I cannot do the escapology. Like I am no good anymore. I say, right, you do this to me, bring on the pretty lady, huh? Bring on the pretty lady in her robes. Bring on the lady in her robes. We're gonna do some escapology now. Hey, she pretty, huh? She pretty big. She gonna tie me nice and tight. We start with her hands. Pretty lady, huh? Do the knot. Nice and tight, huh? She gonna do the knot nice and tight. I show you how to escape. I am the great Antonio. Stars, oh, see? Okay. Do the legs. Show them how to do the legs. They're gonna nice and tight, huh? What? I don't believe me? I show you what I used to do. I show you how to escape. I don't need to do it. It just helps. It helps you. Helps me if I just remind ourselves. Legs nice and tight. See the legs and now the arms nice and tight. Hey, you think that's finished? It's not finished now. To the sack. I disappear under the sack, but I'm coming back soon when I escape. Hey, you think you'll never see me again? You think I can't escape from this? You think with her arms and her legs and a sack? Here we go. You see something now? Okay. Here we go. Let the magic commence!
Hello, my name's Dean, and I'm a Victorian stage illusionist. It's been 3 weeks since my last self-working card trick.
I'm Mr. Adams, and I believe I'm in the wrong room. This isn't the steampunk meeting, is it?
That's down the corridor, second door on the left from meeting room 2.
Right.
Coffee?
Whilst the session is suspended, the magicians' wives and girlfriends take the opportunity to relax and catch up.
Oh, thanks. You're a star. So, how are you getting on inside the shrinking doll's house illusion?
To be honest, we're having some teething problems. And how are you doing with your Spanish Inquisition rack torture routine?
Adapting, I suppose.
And the escapology?
Needs work.
So I said to him, you can saw me in half and put me back together as many times as you want, but you are not turning me into a leopard. I don't care if you've got a mate that can give you a job lot of whiskers and a large enough litter tray. I'm not into that kinky transmogrification stuff, alright?
Yeah, I mean, what is up with all that weird animal stuff?
I don't know.
Lattes, anyone?
Yes, please!